everyone, it is Mr. Elrod once again, and we are in the backyard. This is your do-it-all teacher. Book reviews, social commentary, garden work. So, I'm actually putting this together because I had some students in my class, imagine that, requested that I do a garden update. So, here we are, it is May 2019, first garden update of the year. Alright, so we'll do a real brief tour of the garden and just some of the different things we're going to be looking at, and then we'll take a closer look. So over my shoulder here we've got the blueberry bushes. We'll be taking a look at those first, as we always do. Then as we circle around, we've got the first raised bed, the middle, and you got the far one. You can see some good things are going on there. And then way over there in the back, right there, little fig bush coming back. Died off during the winter, but looks like it's coming back strong, so hopefully that'll continue to grow. I'm actually jealous of my neighbor. If we look over here, let's see here, my neighbor, you can see just peeking over the fence, they've got a really nice fig bush, but I guess fig tree maybe. Anyway, so that's where we will be, and so we'll go ahead and go take a look. All right, so coming up on the blueberry bushes, if I remember correctly, I think these guys are at 3 years old. Now when you plant blueberry bushes, I've been told that you have to plant 2 different varieties. I assume that's correct. Don't know 100%. I do know that you want to at least plant 2 bushes so they can pollinate one another. You'll see this one over here on the right. If I remember correctly, I think this is a Brightwell blueberry bush. Doing very well. Got lots of berries. They should be coming along here pretty soon. Getting ripe. Our other one over here, I don't quite remember the variety. We have larger berries. Not as many, but the bush you'll see is not as big. I'm kind of interested as to why this one doesn't seem to be growing quite as quickly, but that's okay. Still looking good. Got some blueberries on there. Excited about being able to pick those in the coming months. I guess a month or so. Right, take a walk over here. You see all the kids' toys in the backyard. So we're working on that with our kids, trying to get them to pick up their stuff. All right, so first bed over here. Kind of disappointed so far this year. I've done some companion planting this year. Planted some flowers around the edges. You can see her coming up to try and ward off bugs. And then the goal was to plant together tomatoes and peppers. And that didn't work out so well. I've only got a couple of tomato plants coming up. I don't know that I have any pepper plants. It's kind of frustrating. I'm not really sure what the deal is. If you remember last year, this had some really nice tomato plants growing. So potentially probably could have added some topsoil to it. Not really sure. I added some of the compost, and you know, that did really well last year with the other bed. So not really sure. The other thing that I'm pretty excited about, at least I've got some initial things to be excited about here. Maybe it won't work out for me in the long run. If you can see here, over here we've got, now this one's kind of dying off, so we've got some asparagus growing. Got another teeny tiny little one right here, asparagus sprig. So what I did was, somewhere in the neighborhood somebody had planted some an asparagus bed, and it was in a common spot, so they just kind of let it go. And so I dug up the crown from the asparagus and planted it here in my bed. We had some initial shoots come up, but I haven't really seen a whole lot more, so I'm hoping maybe that it'll establish itself and continue to grow, because we enjoy asparagus around here. We do have a couple of small tomato plants coming up. Again, not really sure what happened. I'll probably end up just going to the store and buying some tomato plants and planting those. So anyhow, in our middle bed here, we've got some cucumbers. Those seem to be coming along pretty nicely. Last year we had some issues with pickle worms, so we'll try to prevent that this year. What I've read is that you have to cover your cucumbers at night, because that's when the moth likes to lay its eggs, and so that'll help you keep pickle worms out. So we have our blackberry, our thornless blackberry. If I don't know if you remember, last year it was real small, so not terribly large, but we have some blackberries on the bush, so hopefully that will continue to grow over the years, and we'll be able to enjoy some blackberries. Should get some this year, but hopefully everything will turn out pretty well for that. Now moving along to this bed over here, this you can see is where most of the action is taking place. So again, trying some companion planting. So the goal was to do like the Native Americans used to do, and apparently it's called the Three Sisters. So you've got beans, you've got corn and you have squash. So from what I've read, the corn grows and that creates a support for the beans. The beans also provide nitrogen to the soil, and then your squash is supposed to grow along the ground and provide cover and try to prevent weeds. So you see everything's growing really nicely, even though we got kind of a tight space. Part of my issue was that not as much of my corn came up as I was hoping. So we had to add some additional supports for the beans. So I've got this kind of spare random wooden ladder that I'm going to try to get some of those bean vines to grow up and use that as a support. So this is doing pretty well. You know, I've actually never done corn or beans or squash in a raised bed, so hopefully everything will turn out well, and we'll get a fair amount of that. Over here is our fig tree slash bush. I'm not really sure what you call it. I know that they're fig trees, but obviously that's not a tree. It's a little bitty bush. So again, that actually died off during the winter. Cut it back and then roots sprouted up again. You know, this thing has not survived long enough to even give me a flower. So hopefully maybe we'll get a flower this year. That would be nice. So yeah, there we go. There's our garden tour. Put a nice roof over the deck this year, so we're excited about our deck patio. So excited about that. Hope to enjoy some of the nice cool evenings in the summer with that. So that's the garden. That's the backyard. I thought of actually planting loofah plants back here, if you're aware or not. Loofah that you scrub with comes from a gourd type plant. I never got around to that. Now I'm thinking about potentially putting something back here for the kids. So if you've got any ideas, feel free to let me know what ideas you think maybe we could use a space for. It's a nice big space. See away these monstrous bushes when I moved in. Those probably hadn't been cut in about 10 years. Now going on close to 15. So they've gotten rather large. If you look at the ones in the back, that's how big. At cut down 3 of them. And those bushes over to the side, you can see them behind how big they were. So we had our work cut out for us. We tamed it. Probably cut this one down as well. Create a space. Either plant something or make something for the kids. I don't know. You give me your thoughts. What do you think? What do you think a good thing back here would be? So we'll see. All right, everyone. So that was our brief garden tour. Hopefully you enjoyed that, getting to see the garden. Certainly, if you have any thoughts or comments, as long as they're school appropriate, feel free to leave those in the section below. I'll try to, apparently since there's interest, I'll try to keep you guys updated as we go along. So thanks for watching, and as always, hope to see you next time.